Hello there everybody, it's me Mr.Skizamanops, and I just want to do a little video here showing you all of the improvements that I've done so far to this place. Now obviously, as you can see, it's not finished and there's a lot of stuff that I have yet to do. So let's start off with this floor. The white paint is Kills paint because I have cats that like to go to the bathroom over here in the corner, as you can see. And yeah, so I'm gonna tile this floor. As you can see, I don't have the concrete board put down for the tile. As you can see here though, I had also tried to put the tile down if I can get my shadow out of the way and put it on the raw wood, but unfortunately it didn't bind. And yes, I live next to a train. So let's move on into the kitchen area. Now as you can see, the discoloration of the floor right here, this particular part of the floor, and yes, the paint was wet and the cats did walk on it, and I actually walked on it too, trying to get the cats out of here so the paint will dry. Nonetheless, none of that matters. As you can see here, I did have, and yes, right over here, there is more dirty and disgusting pee stains. A lot of these stains that were already there from the get-go. As you can see, this is like the normal floor, and now we need to put a subfloor in here to kind of raise it up a little bit off the ground before I put the linoleum down. So that's what's going to go on up in here. And as you can see, all of these pieces of sheetrock are not brand new, but they are new. We put all of these pieces of sheetrock up here, and it's not done properly. As you can see, there are some gaps and there are some spots where we had mudded, and it's not done properly. And it's also not finished. We didn't put enough sheetrock right here, and the doorway right in here isn't finished. All of this is sheetrocked, but it's not completed. What we're gonna do is we're gonna buy a bunch of ceiling paneling and just cover all this up without mudding it and taping it. And as you can see, these cabinets, like I got to get a new cabinet door for that, and then possibly a new cabinet door for all this, and fix all that. I'll take all this stuff off the walls and put paneling up. That way it's looking good and looking done. As you can see, the floor still messed up, as I showed you earlier. And in here, I had put some tile on the floor about 2 years ago. I haven't actually put any grout in between the pieces of tile. And as you can see here, it's not actually like perfect. Nothing that I've done in this house is going to be perfect. There's going to be some gaps and some mess ups, but hey, it works. It works for what I need it to work for. Turn that light on. And we painted all these walls. The sheetrock was already in here, but we did that a long time ago. And yes, got more tile in here. Again, none of this is finished, completed, but it's a work in progress. And in here, most likely, I'm probably not going to do anything with this floor except bring a sander in here and sand up all of these paint spots. This is my dad's room, which is the room that I had stayed in previously before I decided to move upstairs in the garage. And that is pretty much it. Now here's the living room area. And another thing I want to tell you is recently, there's a lot of stuff in here right now because I had moved all the stuff out of the kitchen into here, so I got room. But the carpet, I had recently put this in within the last 2 weeks or so. And yeah, I mean, it looks really good in here right now. Like I said, it's not finished. I don't have a threshold right here, but I'm waiting until I get the subfloor in here. And then I put the linoleum down before I put the threshold back on here. And right here is a area where we can get underneath the house if we have to. There's another area on the outside, directly on the other side of the sink, where I can get inside as well. And then in here, again, more of the crappy looking floor. I don't know what I want to do with this floor. I think I might just leave it temporarily until I get all the other stuff in here that I mentioned fixed first, and I'll focus on this later. It's not really that big of a deal. But as you can see, we got a nice little wood burner up in here. This actually cost us a bunch of money to actually install this in here. As you can see, there was a window right here, which we completely got rid of because it was destroyed, and pretty sure this window right here had a big air conditioner in it when we first moved in. It was broken, it didn't work, it needed to be taken out anyway. But we decided, you know what, that window is all messed up and just cobbled up, and we just decided, you know what, let's get rid of it. We don't need it. But back in 2022, I think it was, in February, we had this massive snowstorm come through, and we had rolling blackouts in our neighborhood, and it just so happened that they turned our electricity off. And mind you, as you can see, these air ducts right here are not completed, and upstairs in the attic, all of the ducting work is all smashed and it needs to be replaced. And I am not about to go off and fix all that. Yes, there is no light up in here. Again, this is a work in progress kind of house. But this furnace over here, this is a gas furnace. And the gas furnace, as you can see, is relatively new. Unfortunately, the gas pipes are not new. The gas pipes underneath the house, all of them need to be replaced with brand new piping because none of it is safe. And I don't even think we have the gas turned on in this house anyway, simply because why have it on if we can't use it, right? It's too dangerous to have on if none of the pipes are put together right. Here is my old dad's room. All of this now, all of the pieces of sheetrock that you see in here, is everything that we did. We did all of this. We put every single piece of sheetrock in this room because when we first moved into this house, the ceiling too. And yes, we have no light in here once again. Anyway, all of the pieces of sheetrock that were put in this were put in by us. And yes, I know. You're probably thinking to yourself, why, oh why, would you put foam insulation on the inside on sheetrock? Why would you do that? There's no reason. Well, there is a reason. On the other side of this, there is like this black insulation type board. And all of this, mind you, all of this can be scraped off of here and all of this can be fixed. But I wanted to put these insulation, or this, not the insulation, I wanted to put these pieces of sheetrock up here because this was my dad's previous room, and he was thinking, because of this insulation board, he thought every time that this door opens and closes, it's pulling the air through the air duct right in here and pulling dust out from the ceiling and dust out from the wall. And he thinks that he was inhaling all that dust. Of course, we found out that he has a lot of medical issues, and we found out that that's not really the case. So I had sort of hurried up, bought a couple pieces of sheetrock, put them up there, and just put the insulation foam around the cracks just to kind of like cap it out and be like, all right, it's done. No more air is coming through here. No more insulation dust. Of course, that didn't work. Well, as you can see, it does work, but it doesn't look good. And it's going to be fixed at some point. I'm not actually going to worry about any of that shit anymore, because that's not really that important. What's really important is to get this goddamn floor looking good and feeling good. And the way we're going to make it feel good is we're going to get some Kills paint when I get paid and paint all over this, pretty much whole thing as I did in here. And then I'm also going to buy a subfloor, probably half an inch or quarter inch, something like that. It doesn't really need to be that thick, but it needs to go on the floor right here. This floor is so uneven. You probably can't see it very well, but the floor is a big hump like right in there. And it kind of dips down right in there. And it's just an unstable house, pretty much. As you can see, none of this is even either. The whole house is all lopsided and messed up. Matter of fact, underneath here, what's holding up the house is not cinder blocks. It's actually big-ass logs. There's giant logs underneath here bracing up the entire house. And as you may know, that is not good, which is the reason why every year this house tends to shift and shift and shift. And that's why the damn floor is uneven. That's why the damn wall up here is uneven. Because this house is old. It's been here for a minute. But anyway, I just wanted to tell you guys about all the improvements that I've made to this place so far since we've been living here. Because just to kind of cover my ass later on in the future, just in case something were to happen that somebody were to try to kick me out of this place, I got some more evidence, sort of proof of saying, hey, look at how much improvements, look how much money I have dumped into this damn place to make it look good. And this is proof that none of this is fixed yet. But when I do another video on this part 2, you will see all of this will be fixed and looking good. And the upstairs area in my garage, the thousands and thousands of dollars I have dumped into the upstairs area of that's where I live up there. I've dumped tons and tons of money into that place. As you can see, there's proof right there of the 2 windows. I had spent $200 some on each one of those windows. So each one of them was like, well, when you're looking out there and you see the windows, about $400 sitting out there. And that's not even the tip of the iceberg of how much money I've spent. Anyway, that's going to be the end of the video. Look forward to part 2, because we're going to do a part 2 relatively soon, probably within a week or 2.